Puerto Rico, a small island located in the Caribbean known for its beautiful tropical rainforest, miles of golden and white sand beaches, music, culture, and for its delicious food. Moreover, those who call themselves gearheads all from around the world not only see Puerto Rico as a vacation destination, but a place with a strong and unique car culture. It is truly fascinating how such a large and diverse car community exists within the boundaries of this small little island. When it comes to Puerto Rico, you can't go a day without hearing the roaring engines of the CCA cars burning rubber in the streets. Even for the many that are not inside of the car scene in Puerto Rico, they know the impact cars have on the culture. With things like boceteo and street racing being commonplace almost every day on the island, cars mean a lot to Puerto Rico and its people. No matter what is thrown at them, if it's a hurricane or disease, the evolution of car culture is always on the rise. Cars on this island continue to evolve and grow as time goes. The first ever Toyota Corolla on the island was in Caguas. According to Edwin Melendez, the director of the Center for Puerto Rico Studies at Hunter College of the City University of New York, the island's love of the car stems from urban sprawl that began in the late 1940s. Puerto Rico is a very small island only stretching 3,500 square miles. It may be small, but Puerto Rico has one of the highest car-to-street ratios in the world, being 146 cars per street mile. Puerto Rico also has a very high population density in the world with 1,000 people per square mile. The reason for the amount of cars on the island is because of the lack of public transportation. Not having public transportation causes people to rely heavily on cars to get around, planting the seed for the car culture to grow. In addition, having to import all the cars over to Puerto Rico has caused the car prices to be more expensive than in the States. This is due to import taxes and arbitrios. As an effect, locals care more for their cars and tend to appreciate them more. Transporting cars to and from the island is a difficult task, plus the addition of the expensive import tax adding up to $5,000 per car. These imports mostly consist of cars manufactured in Japan. An iconic import that can be seen around in the island is the Toyota Corolla. Around the 1970s, the first Toyota Corolla arrived in America. The Corolla brought quality, style, and reliability at a cheap to moderate price. Unsurprisingly, it became an instant hit here in Puerto Rico. Unlike the rest of the world, it is very common to see old Corollas in pristine conditions driving around, especially in the inner part of the island. This is due to the fact that parts are cheap and a large aftermarket community with a cult-like following has emerged over the years. The practice of restoring and modifying old import cars is not only limited to the Toyota Corolla. Cars like Mitsubishi are also extremely popular around the island. Moreover, Puerto Rico is notorious for its built rotary engines. These rotaries can be seen in almost everything ranging from old classic cars to new cars. Rotary builds are extremely popular in the inner part of the island. A lot of fast rotary cars originate from Puerto Rico, hence Puerto Rico's worldwide recognition for rotaries. Puerto Rico has held a couple world records for really fast cars that are typically powered by a rotary engine. What is a rotary engine? A rotary engine is an internal combustion engine in which the combustion chambers and cylinders rotate with a driven shaft around a fixed control shaft, to which pistons are affixed. The gas pressures of combustion are used to rotate the shaft. Here in Puerto Rico, there's people that have been working in tuning since 1960, and because of that, they are cars that are rotary powered that are the fastest in the entire world, and they are from Puerto Rico. A well-known car is Loquito Killer, a 20B tube chassis that runs 6.16 seconds at 230 miles per hour. When it comes to cars, many people of Puerto Rico are prideful and consider it a big part of their culture. Car enthusiasts have taken a big hit in the past couple years due to the natural disasters and a pandemic. One critical setback was Hurricane Maria in 2017, and 3 years later, COVID-19 hit the world. The estimated damages in cars and structures from the hurricane possibly reached tens to maybe even hundreds of millions of dollars. On top of this, building cars in Puerto Rico is not an easy task, and due to the hurricane shipping charges and tariffs, prices for car parts have skyrocketed, leaving most people without basic necessities for their cars. In addition, COVID-19 spread in Puerto Rico and caused a dramatic drop in new car sales. A recent prediction shows that 10 to 20,000 used cars are being bought more than new cars because of unemployment. Despite this, car enthusiasts have still managed to strive through the setbacks of the pandemic and hurricanes to get back to doing what they love. The current-day car community is stronger than ever here on Puerto Rico. New scenes have emerged and have established themselves. One of these groups is the Korean car scene. Car manufacturers like Kia and Hyundai have had an uprising in popularity on the island since 2016. Enthusiasts have grown the aftermarket community on these cars by finding creative ways to squeeze more power out of them. Car emission regulations have gotten tighter over the years, meaning that new cars are extremely quiet and have smaller engines. This compromise for efficiency and better emissions has led to the demise of big displacement engines. Cars are a huge part of Puerto Rico culture. Car shows, races, and the cheap prices of cars, such as the Toyota Corolla, caused such a boom in the car culture here in Puerto Rico. But car culture hasn't always been a smooth road. There have been setbacks, for example, Hurricane Maria and COVID-19. Cars mean a lot to Puerto Rico and its people, no matter what is thrown at them. If it's a hurricane or a disease, the evolution of car culture is always on the rise.